name is Panday. I am staying in Jabalpur, MP, India. I came in contact with Baba in my life in 1965 when he gave public darshan to all the people in India and abroad. At that time, I was so much eager to see Baba that I could not check my temptations, and every time I wanted to see him. At last, my long dream was fulfilled, and I saw actually Baba on the platform in Pune center. After that, every day we used to meet Baba daily in the morning programs, and after about 5 or 6 days, we returned back to Jabalpur. From Rampur, about 30-40 Baba lovers had been to Baba's darshan who had an opportunity to be with Baba and get his love. After that, I was more and more attracted towards Baba on account of his divinity. And in future days, I have some experience connected with Baba's silence, his uttering of words, and his being highest of the high. And one day, it was probably in 1969, few months before Baba dropped his body, that I had an feeling of immense happiness which I was not able to describe or control. And I came from my office, expressed my feelings to my wife, and without any outward cause, I do not know what was it that I was extremely feeling happy. I went back to office, again returned home, and in the night I slept. I went into a sort of vision. I thought I'm separating from my body, and I had crossed all planes, and I was having some spiritual powers, and I was afraid of those powers, and I prayed Baba that I do not want any of this. After that, I had a sort of vision, and I saw that I'm actually I identified myself with some American boy, which I thought that must be I am, and it cannot be anybody else. Immediately I got up and I prayed Baba that I do not know what experience is this, but it was not at all a dream. On the following day, I was not able to control myself, and I do not know actually what was happening, and I was extremely feeling joyful and happy. On the next night, I again slept, and I have actually heard that sound which Baba said that he would speak through silence. And I could also wake my wife, and I also told her to hear that voice in my stomach. And after that, I heard in my dream, which was not actually a dream, that I am was the answer. And I do not know uh, that whether I was having this body or not. And absolutely there was void at that time. And I prayed Baba that he should retain us, our friends, our relatives, our country, our nation, and all Baba lovers. And I prayed Baba for bestowing his grace on all of us. And after that, I felt that I cannot sustain my body any longer, and mostly about within about 36 hours, I may have to drop this body. I was actually losing all contacts with my physical body, and I had a fear that whether I would pass away. Next day, about 2 3 days, when I was trying to sleep, I couldn't sleep at all. Even if I sleep, I was quite awake, and I thought the moment I go into sleep, I will not wake up in this body again. So from that experience, I could guess. I firmly believe, and I have no hesitation to tell that Baba has broken his silence, and I have heard his voice, and that he is the highest of the high, and only alone he exists, and nothing besides him exists in this world. And I had to pray Baba to make me aware that every other thing is also existing side by side, and to be with this knowledge, I may live my life, future life, and love him more and more. And I prayed him that I do not want anything besides his love. Jai Baba. That is a small story which connects me with Baba through my mother. Once upon a time, my mother was at Jabalpur for Baba's birthday program, and we attended one of Baba's programs in Ghamapur. And after that, my mother was uh, staying in Nagpur. There she fell sick, and one day, all of a sudden, I got a telegram that my mother expired. On that very day, there was one more program at Jabalpur, and I was supposed to attend that program. And my mother and my wife was also to play on harmonium. Some songs and some dances were also arranged in that program. So I said, Baba, that I will attend this program and then afterwards I will go there. Actually, that was a seriousness telegram. And after that program was over, we were able to get the tickets, and by night bus we left Jabalpur for Nagpur. When I reached Nagpur, my brother told me that my mother is already admitted in the hospital, and daily she is being administered oxygen, and since 3 or 4 days she is not conscious. I was all the while in the journey from Jabalpur to Nagpur praying Baba that please allow me to serve my mother who so dearly loved me and give me some opportunity to serve her. So I went to Nagpur, saw my mother, and on that day she was unconscious, and she talked to me. And after that, when I brought her home, doctor told me that she would not survive long, but still, because my mother insisted to go home, I got her discharged from the hospital and brought her home. After that, daily my mother used to become serious. I used to Baba's song and sing her Baba's song, read Baba's prayer, and every day she used to come to normal. Again, next day when she would become serious, again we would repeat Baba's prayer, sing Baba's song, again she would become normal. Like that, it went on for 3 4 days. Then suddenly one day it struck to me that I am interfering with some divine will, and I have made a mistake in doing all these things and praying Baba for a thing which would not like to do. So I one day, immediately, instantaneously, I repented for my act and prayed Baba. And on the very day, within 2 hours of this, my mother dropped the body. Before that, I had assured her that in any way Baba would offer her darshan. On that very day in the morning, I had opportunity to go to Mr. Kher, Baba Lover, who on the previous day itself arrived from Ahmednagar after Baba's darshan, and he had brought some prasad and offered Baba's big photo. That photo I carried to my place shown to my mother